Test. I'm not sure the sound is working.
I Am Alive is absolutely heartbreaking. Its ambition is betrayed by its restrictive, ungraceful, inorganic finishes. This is a divisive game, the dividing line being whether its flaws or its brilliance resonates more, and it has enough of either to drop your jaw.
Almost home. See you soon.
Welcome home. While you were away, the world ended. It's not explicitly stated what this cataclysm was, everyone just calls it the event, but it's enough to know that it pretty much wrecked everything. Your search for your wife and daughter, sifting through that wreckage and dealing with its desperate survivors, will be solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short. But there are no zombies, no aliens. The monsters here are inside us, the parts we hide away to call ourselves civilized. Darkworks and Ubisoft Shanghai strip away the social contract from this world and remove some gameplay luxuries you may have thought were inalienable. You'll climb and jump, but some caution is required because stamina is limited. Likewise, health never regenerates on its own, restored only by using an item, and those items are in limited supply. Nothing is trivial, not even walking around, thanks to a debilitating fog that will burn through your stamina and then your health until you get indoors or to higher ground.
There's a lot of dust down there. Pretty thick.
Combat requires a refreshing amount of forethought and awareness. You come across ammunition by the bullet, not the magazine, and the tension of what awaits around the next corner fits the atmosphere perfectly. Then the game poses you a question in the form of friendly survivors who are starving or wounded. Will you spare a can of food or first aid kit, not knowing if you'll ever see another?
They stabbed him. He's gonna bleed to death if we can't find something to treat this wound.
You may wonder what you get in return for choosing to help. Gratitude, mostly, but also a few lines of backstory and a magic camcorder that represents one retry. Yes, even the security of checkpoints has been taken from you. Surely the intention is to keep the pressure on at all times, but to fall back on this non-diegetic system and to emphasize it so much at key moments like helping a victim or finally reaching a summit hurts the experience. A more confident design would know it doesn't need the threat of inconveniencing the player to create tension. Instead, you will fight the game's systems more often than you will fight on-screen enemies. For a game where small missteps can quickly lead to disaster, it's absolutely damning to be this sloppy. Climbing controls are inexplicably poor, given that movement is usually only directly horizontal or vertical. Several combat options share a button, and which one actually triggers sometimes feels arbitrary. Losing a retry because a button prompt never appeared, or discovering you actually can grab that ledge after all, it just bugged out last time, sorry, is all too common. You can expect to hit the credits in under 6 hours, but there are really only enough ideas for about half that much. Some tools are picked up along the way, but most exist only to unlock previously unreachable areas, not to be combined with your existing options in climbing or combat. With so few available tactics and so little variation in enemy groups, the tension eventually will come from wondering whether anything will be lost in translation between controller and character. I'd love to show you footage of some of those tools, but I Am Alive also ignores best practices regarding chapter selection, erasing all progress forward of any episode you revisit. And once you complete the game, your save file vanishes. It's intentional, but it looks like a bug. And if you, say, finish the game at home, expecting to reset to a previous episode and capture more footage the next day, you're out of luck. This might be the best game I don't recommend for most. It's haunting and brilliant and flimsy and clunky. I Am Alive is the game of the year, according to my mother, because less than an hour into every play session, there arises an overwhelming desire to turn it off, go outside, breathe fresh air, and feel sunlight. It will remind you of the beautiful and the terrible within the human heart, as you, its fragile hero, struggle in vain against a spiteful, intractable world.